You know how your whole life for the next few weeks depends on if this movie is good or not? That's how I went going into Deadpool. I promise you guys, no spoilers. You are safe with me, no spoilers. Deadpool! Finally! Finally. Now it is finally here. I got to see the film yesterday for a screening, and the review as of right now, the time I'm filming this is Friday. The review will be out on Saturday night when the embargo is lifted. So I have been waiting all of last year and all of this year just to see Ryan Reynolds dress up in the red as Deadpool. And now, what is Deadpool about? Well, Deadpool is a really interesting story. This movie tells the story of Wade Wilson. He's a guy who's gone through cancer, and he's pretty much ending the end of his life. When he gets this new dealer, this recruiter comes into him and gives him a chance of having his life back, he pretty much gets screwed over. Because these guys who he's going out basically almost destroyed his life and almost made him in worse pain than he has ever been, even with the cancer. So now Deadpool has to go back and take revenge after the guy who nearly killed him, and also get his fiancée back as well. Now, I went into Deadpool knowing I enjoyed the trailers, the movie looks funny. I was really hoping that this would not be the X-Men Origins Wolverine or the Green Lantern that Ryan Reynolds has been portraying. Ryan Reynolds is a great actor. He is a great actor. He's made some great films, of course. But when doing superhero movies, Ryan Reynolds has been screwed over by the people who are trying to make him a good actor. He has been in movies like X-Men Origins Wolverine, where Deadpool was tarnished and where fans were crazy. I watched that film again today. It is awful. It is extremely awful. Ryan Reynolds was not given a chance to bring that character of Deadpool to life. And you also look at Green Lantern when he was trying to make it his own, and he was the best part of Green Lantern and X-Men Origins Wolverine. That being said, he's been trying to get this film made for 10 years, and the dude finally got his chance. And hell fucking yes. Deadpool is fantastic. This is one of the best films I've seen in a long time. This movie absolutely had everything riding on its shoulders. Tim Story has not made a film ever before, and for a direction who's only made a few animation shorts, he's absolutely phenomenal direction in this movie from Tim Stories. And my God, Ryan Reynolds, in my honest opinion, gives the best performance of his career. This is the movie that he was riding on his shoulders. This is the best film I think I've seen from him since probably Van Wilder or Just Friends. He is absolutely perfect in this film. He does not give a single flaw as Deadpool. He is a fan of Deadpool. And as someone who is a fan of Deadpool, who's been wanting to make this movie for 10 years, he nailed it. He was the best part of this film. He stole the movie. The lines that he says are even better when they're seen in the film. And my God, there was some scene, my most scene that I think I laughed, because I laughed so hard. This movie is the funniest comedy I have seen since This Is the End and The World's End. This is a phenomenal film and one of the best superhero movies I think I've ever seen. And I'm telling you the truth, this movie was fantastic. There's a line in this film, which was in the trailer, but still, it's just ball laughing, because there's a situation with TJ Miller, and Ryan Reynolds was like, dude, you look like someone who was fucked up on more of that. And it's like, dude, you're totally unfuckable. This movie has the best dialogue I think I've ever seen in a superhero movie that's hilarious. This guy, I have read comics. This is a guy who would mouse off to everything. The violence in this movie is heavy. This violence in the film is absolutely phenomenal. This movie is glorious in R. This is like 300 meets X-Men and Wolverine. And this movie was fantastic. TJ Miller was phenomenal. He was really good. He gives even the best performance I think I've ever seen from TJ Miller. He had me dying in laughter. Morena Baccarin, who plays his fiancée, was fantastic in this film. She was great. Gina Carano, good performances. She was great in the film. Also, many people were worried how Colossus and teenager girl, this Sonic teenager, Colossus, people were wondering how I thought of Nagosic and that teenage girl. They were great. They were great additions to Deadpool's team. There were scenes in this movie where I laughed my ass off so hard, and there were scenes where, honestly, I cried a little. This movie was, as a fan who has loved Deadpool for so long, this is the rightful movie. People are going to go into this movie saying that this is something. People who have friends who said the movie isn't going to be acclaimed, it's not the masterpiece. As someone who loves films like myself, who is a giant nerd, everything I wanted for this movie came in this movie. This movie took my breath away. Greg Sulkin, who you guys remember from The Transporter, which was a guilty kind of pleasure bad film, was great. He was a great villain, and this is the role I think he needed to be in, because if he did not do a good job in this movie, his career would be done. He was absolutely menacing as a villain. He was a great villain. I really enjoyed him as a villain. And there is a great cameo in this movie that I am not going to give away. And you need to see this movie to find out. And this movie was fantastic. My only problem, though, I have with the film, and this is a little nitpick, there is pacing issues with some of the scenes I feel goes a little bit long. But that being said, Deadpool is one of my favorite films that's come out this year. It's really one of the first films I've given an A. And it gets an A. This movie is absolutely fantastic. This is one of the best superhero movies I think I've ever seen. And I loved every second of it. If you have not, when you guys have seen Deadpool, let me know what you think down below. See this movie, because this movie is phenomenal. This is a great, fantastic film that needs to be seen, that is going to make a lot of money. And yes, there's probably going to be kids who are going to try to sneak into this. This movie is like the next Superbad. It is really hard, because this movie is really rough. It is really rough. And if you guys have not seen it, let me know what you guys think down below of Deadpool. I want to let you guys know that in this upcoming next weekend, look out for my review of Spider-Man 2. We are continuing my Spider-Man series. I'm looking forward to getting that out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and have a great Chris Day.